Hello friends, मैं CA Viral Shah. Today we are going to discuss section 13 that is relates to time of supply of services. Friends, everybody know that GST is leviable on supply of goods or services or both. But for the purpose of a rate determination, there is a provision containing the time of supply, which contain the provision that the rate prevailing on that time will be applicable for the purpose of such supply. So the time of supply related provision is given under section 12 to section 14 of the CGST Act. Section 12 relates to the time of supply of goods, section 13 relates to time of supply of services, and section 14 relates to the time of supply when there is a change in the rate of GST. Let us start a discussion of section number 13 that is related to time of supply of services. Friends, if you are providing a services on which each supplier is liable to pay GST, that is your services does not fall under the RCM, that is a reverse charge mechanism, means it is applicable at a forward charge of taxability. Then what is the time of supply? In such situation, if invoice is issued as per the provision given under section 31, then the date of invoice or a date of payment in a books of account or date on which payment is credited in the bank account, whichever is earlier, will be the date of supply. मीन्स अगर सप्लायर ने इनवॉइस इश्यू किया है विद इन द टाइम लिमिट गिवन अंडर सेक्शन 31, then the date of invoice or date of payment in the books of account of supplier or date on which the payment is credited in the bank account of a supplier, whichever is the earlier, will be considered as a time of supply of services. Suppose supplier had not issued the invoice within the time limit given under section 31, then what is the time of supply of services? The time of supply in such case will be the date of provision of services or date of payment in a books of account of supplier or date of payment in the bank account of a supplier, whichever is earlier, will be considered as a time of supply of services. So friends, under forward charge there is a two criteria. If invoice is issued or if invoice is not issued. If invoice is issued, then a date of invoice or a date of payment in books of account or date on which payment is credited in a bank of account, whichever is earlier, will be considered as a time of supply of services. If invoice is not issued by supplier within the time limit given under section 31, that a date of provision of services or a date of payment in a books of account of a supplier or a date of payment credited in a bank account of a supplier, whichever is earlier, will be considered as a time of supply of services. Let us consider it with the example. Mr. A carried out the repair work of XYZ Private Limited. Here Mr. A is a supplier, XYZ Private Limited is a recipient. XYZ Limited pays rupees 25,000 as on 15 April 2020. Date of work is not clear from the record of Mr. A. मिस्टर एक की बुक्स में वर्क रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन नहीं किया हुआ है, उसकी वजह से हमें डेट का पता नहीं चल रहा है, मतलब डेट ऑफ प्रोविजन ऑफ सर्विस इज नॉट अवेलेबल विथ अस. ऑल्सो मिस्टर ए हैड नॉट इश्यूड द इनवॉइस. मिस्टर ए ने इनवॉइस भी इश्यू नहीं किया है. तो व्हाट इज द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई? अगर सप्लायर इनवॉइस इश्यू नहीं करता है तो टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी द डेट ऑफ प्रोविजन ऑफ सर्विसेज, डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट ऑफ अ सप्लायर or date of payment and credited in the books of account, whichever is earlier, will be considered as a time of supply. Here only information given is that XYZ Limited pays rupees 25,000 as on 15th April 2020. मतलब date of payment in books will be the 25,000 as on 15 April 2020. Other information is not available. So the 15 April 2020 will be considered as a time of supply of services. One more thing is important. Suppose any supplier has issued the bill of rupees 9,500 and the recipient gives the payment of 10,000 matlab extra 500 is received by the supplier, then what is the taxability and what is the time of supply in this condition. So here there is a provision given that if suppose supplier has received excess payment up to rupees 1000, then he has an option to take a next invoice date for such supply for such excess amount. मतलब क्या हुआ कि अगर सप्लायर को 1000 रुपीज़ तक की जो भी अमाउंट रिसिपिएंट के पास से एक्सेस मिलती है, तो वह एक्सेस अमाउंट अप टू रुपीज़ 1000 और टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई उसके लिए नेक्स्ट इनवॉइस डेट को ले सकता है. लेट अस कंसिडर दिस विथ अनदर एग्जांपल. सपोज एयरटेल, अ टेलीकॉम कंपनी, receives rupees 10,000 from Mr. A against his telephone bill of rupees 9,700. सो मिस्टर ए का टेलीफोन बिल कितने का था? 9,700 का. बट मिस्टर एक्स ने एयरटेल को कितने रुपए दिए? 10,000 रुपये. तो 300 रुपीज एक्स्ट्रा पेमेंट किया. अबाउट 300 एक्सेस रिसीव्ड. व्हाट इज द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ एयरटेल कंपनी? So here the Airtel company has an option to take the date of next invoice is a time of supply in case of excess rupees received up to 1000. Here only 300 rupees is received, so he can take the next invoice date as a time of supply of services. Now let us consider the time of supply of services in case of the RCM is applicable. Friends, if in case RCM is applicable, then recipient is required to pay GST and not the supplier is required to pay GST. Suppose recipient has received the services on which he is required to pay the GST under the reverse charge mechanism, then what is the time of supply of services? In this situation, the date of payment in the books of account or date of payment debited from the bank account of recipient or 61 day from the supplier invoice, whichever is earlier will be considered as a time of supply of services. तो अगर आपने ऐसी सर्विस रिसीव की है जिसपे रिसिपिएंट इज लायबल टू पे आरसीएम, तो उसमें डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इन योर बुक्स अकाउंट, डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इज डेबिटेड फ्रॉम योर बैंक अकाउंट और 61 डे फ्रॉम द सप्लायर इनवॉइस, विच एवर इज अर्लियर will be considered as a time of supply of services. One more thing is that if above event is uncertainable, मतलब date of payment या फिर date of supplier invoice या फिर date of payment debited in your bank account is not identifiable, then date of entry of service in the books of account of recipient will be considered as a time of supply of services. Let us consider the same with one more example. Suppose PQR Limited receive a service from Mr. X on which GST is chargeable under the RCM. फ्रेंड्स here क्या बताया है कि GST is chargeable under RCM, मतलब recipient is liable to pay. तो recipient कौन है यहाँ पे? PQR Limited. So the PQR is Limited is required to pay GST. So PQR Limited received the services from Mr. X on which GST is chargeable under RCM. On May 4, service is provided and invoice is issued by X. So on 4th May, service is provided. Date of provision of service is 4th May. Further invoice is also issued by Mr. X is on 4th May. On August 20, payment is made by PQR Limited to Mr. X. What is the time of supply of service? So in case of RCM, date of payment in the books of account, that is August 20. Date of debit in the books in the bank account, this is not available with us. And 61 day from the supplier's bill, whichever is earlier. तो यहाँ पे पेमेंट कौन से डेट को किया है? 20 अगस्त को. बैंक अकाउंट की डेबिट डेट हमें नहीं दी गई है, सो नॉट एप्लीकेबल. एंड 61 डे फ्रॉम द सप्लायर बिल. सप्लायर बिल कौन से डेट को इश्यू हुआ था? 4th May को. तो 4th May प्लस 6th डेट, दैट इज जुलाई 4th, that is 4th July or August 20, whichever is earlier. So 4th July will be considered as a time of supply of services. So reverse charge में क्या बताया गया है? Time of supply of services will be the date of payment in the books of account, date of payment debited from the bank account or 61 day from the supplier invoice date whichever is earlier will be considered as a time of supply of services. If such event is uncertainable, then the date of entry of services in the books of account of a recipient will be considered as a time of supply of services. Suppose you are issuing your voucher or a coupon which are redeemable uh, by the recipient, then what is the time of supply of such services in case of a voucher is issued? Suppose if such supply is identifiable, then the date of issue of voucher will be considered as a time of supply. If such uh, supply is not identifiable, then date of redemption of voucher will be considered as a time of supply. Let us consider with example. Suppose AEC Limited enter into contract with a PQR Limited. PQR Limited under such contract market the hospitality services of a AEC Limited and sell the coupon or voucher for a discount against stay in a hotel. Determine the time of supply of services. As supply against which, what is the answer? As supply against which coupon is आइडेंटिफाइबल, मतलब कूपन के सामने हम कौन सी सप्लाई कर रहे हैं कि कूपन के सामने हमें सप्लाई मिल रही है स्टे इन अ होटल. So supply is identifiable. So time of supply will be the date of issue of voucher will be considered as a time of supply. यहाँ पे गलती से इनवॉइस लिखा है, डेट ऑफ इश्यू ऑफ वाउचर विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. So in case of a issue of voucher, if supply is identifiable, date of issue of voucher. Otherwise, if supply is not identifiable, date of redemption of a voucher will be considered as a time of supply of services. रेसिडुअल मतलब कि अगर आपकी सर्विस फॉरवर्ड चार्ज में नहीं आ रही है, आरसीएम में नहीं आ रही है और वाउचर भी नहीं है, तो अगर रेसिडुअल केस है, तो अगर सप्लायर इज लायबल टू फाइल अ पीरियोडिकल रिटर्न, then the due date of return will be considered as a time of supply of services. If supplier is not liable to file periodical return, then date of payment of tax will be considered as a time of supply of services. Next, suppose in terms of an agreement with the supplier and between supplier and a recipient, if there is a delay in a payment of a consideration, then interest, penalty or a late fee will be chargeable. If suppose such late fee, interest or penalty will be received by the supplier, then the date on which supplier receives such amount will be considered as a time of supply of services. So the additional amount by way of a interest, penalty and late fee received by supplier, then what is the time of supply? The time of supply of such services in such condition will be the date on which supplier receives such payment will be considered as a time of supply of services. So section 13 tells about a time of supply of services. It says that if supplier is liable under GST and supplier has issued invoice under section 31, then date of invoice or date of payment in books of account or date of payment credited in a bank account, whichever is earlier will be considered as a time of supply. अगर इनवॉइस इश्यू नहीं किया है तो डेट ऑफ प्रोविजन ऑफ सर्विसेज, डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इन बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट और डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इन बैंक अकाउंट क्रेडिटेड whichever is earlier will be considered as a time of supply of services. अगर सप्लायर ने 1000 रुपीज़ तक का एक्स्ट्रा पेमेंट रिसीव किया है तो वह एक्स्ट्रा पेमेंट में वो नेक्स्ट इनवॉइस की डेट को टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ले सकता है. हालांकि यहाँ पे कंडीशन है एक्सेस पेमेंट विल बी अप टू 1000 ओनली. अगर आरसीएम एप्लीकेबल है तो आरसीएम में टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई क्या माना जाएगा? डेट ऑफ पेमेंट इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट और डेट ऑफ पेमेंट डेबिटेड फ्रॉम बैंक अकाउंट और 61 डे फ्रॉम द सप्लायर्स इनवॉइस डेट whichever is earlier will be the time of supply of services. If above event is not identifiable, then date of entry in the books of account of recipient will be considered as a time of supply of services. अगर वाउचर इश्यू किया है और उसके अगेंस्ट सप्लाई आइडेंटिफाइबल है तो डेट ऑफ इश्यू ऑफ वाउचर विल बी टाइम ऑफ supply of services. Otherwise, date of redemption of a voucher will be time of supply of services. अगर रेसिडुअल केस है और सप्लायर पीरियोडिकल रिटर्न फाइल करता है तो ड्यू डेट of return will be time of supply of services. Otherwise, age date of tax paid will be considered as a time of supply of services. अगर इंटरेस्ट पेनल्टी या लेट फी सप्लायर रिसीव करता है तो डेट ऑन विच सप्लायर रिसीव सच पेमेंट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज. थैंक यू वेरी मच.